All right, a trip to my room real quick because somebody on my one of the subscribers on my channel, he wanted to know how I hang my planes up and what I hang them up with. Little tour of my room, all my autographs on the back wall. Got Randy Moss and Tom Brady's autograph. That's Patrick Chung autograph. Another Tom Brady autograph. Rob Gronkowski autograph. That one's not autographed, and that one up there is not autographed. The last Super Bowl they won, I'll be putting the next poster. I'll have to ship them down, and so I can put the next championship poster up. But yeah, man, definitely a Patriots fan. My newest acquisitions are over here, though. That is a used Super Bowl edition ball. It was actually used in the Super Bowl, and it's signed by Tom Brady. That's one of my most prized possessions. I wanted one of those my whole life, and I finally got my hands on one. I wanted to wait until I got the one that I wanted, though. It's got the certificate of authenticity there in the back. You actually scan it with your phone, and it tells you what company it's through and who it's by. And this is my newest one. I just got this one for Christmas. That's Rob Ninkovich, and he is absolutely obliterating Russell Wilson. I remember that play in the Super Bowl. It was actually pretty cool. And then there's a signature on there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's actually Malcolm Butler's signature. The savior of the Super Bowl. The savior of the Super Bowl. But anyways, guys. So, dude, this is how I do it, man. This is yarn. Get a stud finder. I would use a stud finder, or you're just going to start mashing holes in your ceiling. I mean, you could do the tap trick to find the hollow points and then find the stud. But I'm telling you right now, I put like 8 holes in my ceiling because I thought I was on the stud, and I was just to the left or just to the right. So get a stud finder. They're cheap. You move it on your ceiling, and then when it beeps, solid beep, that means you're on a stud. Find your studs. Drive a fucking screw. Not a nail, a screw. You want a screw. If you use a nail, they could potentially slide out. I've had that problem before. But use a screw, and then what you do is you get some yarn. Use yarn or something else thick like yarn. Don't use fishing line or string or anything like that, because it'll cut into the foam. Ruin your paint job on your foam, on your plane. So make sure you use yarn, something soft. This is very soft, very thick yarn. And then screw it into the ceiling. Get it started with a hammer and then screw it in. But this is how I do it. I put a slip knot here, and then they hang. I don't have them hung up right now because I'm working on them both. I have them down. They are kind of a pain in the ass to go up and down, but if you want them, say like, you're not going to be using that plane for a little while, then this is a good idea for it. I have all mine down right now because I'm actually working on each one individually. So my 262 goes right there. I am going to actually hang that one back up because I am done with it for now. But there's a lot that goes to it because I have it ready for transport right now, which means I don't have the wings screwed to the fuselage. So I have to screw the wings to the fuselage, then hang it up. And then when I want to transport it, I got to take it down, unscrew the wings from the fuselage, and then, put it in the car to go transport it. So I'm up in the air right now whether or not I want to even hang them back up or not because of that reason. But this is where my F-16 goes. That's where my 262 goes. And then all my little guys I just stack right here on the ground. That's my ball python, and she's hiding right now. She's very shy. She is the smallest, oldest ball python I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, man, I've had this snake for almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. And she still hasn't gone over 4 feet yet. She's still just a little baby. And the way you do that is by not feeding them a lot. Not starving them. That's not what I'm saying. But 2 mice a month is plenty for a snake. I mean, if they were out in the wild, they would actually legit go months without eating. 2-3 months without finding any prey. So 2 mice a month is plenty for a snake. And I've kept her nice and small that way. And she's a female, which is a little easier. But yeah, I stack all my little planes down here. And like I said, I'm moving right now. I don't have any room for anything, or else I'd have those hanging on the wall somehow, some way. Another thing you can do is get some of those wall hooks. Okay, they're basically they're little screw in, they're hooks that are probably about 7-8 inches long, and they have a screw end on them. You find the stud in your wall, you screw it in, and then you get some like bubble wrap or packing tape, like the packing wrap. It's like thick foam that comes on a roll, and then you roll it around that hook until it's nice and soft and nice and squishy, and then you roll some tape over it so that way it stays, and then you can hang it up by the wings. You put one here and one here. Actually, I'll show you one of those hooks because I have my bike hanging in here. I'm actually an avid bicyclist. I grew up in California, so I'm an avid BMXer, and that's actually my really sweet BMX bike. This is a Sabrosa, very nice bike, guys. This is another one of my prized possessions. This thing, I actually have another bike that I beat on, and this one, I don't even want to take it out and jump it around. I mean, I have jumped it a few times, and I just don't want to mess it up. She's got a perfect paint job on it. I mean, I have the blue jean seat on it. This is a really sweet bike. But that's the hook I'm telling you about right there. You see, it actually comes with a rubber coat on it, but that thing is right into the stud, and that thing is holding up my bike, which is a heavy bike. So, this thing probably weighs 45, maybe 50 pounds, the bike. I don't know. Really hard to like really guess what it is. Maybe 60 pounds. I don't know. But it's holding that thing really good. So imagine if you had a couple of hooks like that sticking out of the wall with some nice thick like foam around them, and then you could set your wing. You could set the fuselage up against the wall, and the wings would set right in each hook. So that's another good idea if you want to wall hang them on like a flat wall to the wall, like to the wall, and your plane would sit right there with, you know, boom. And then you could angle them. You could actually angle them if you wanted to. I would imagine that you would just hang them straight down. Another guy had an idea where he put a piece of string in the wall, or a nail in the wall, and then put a piece of string around it. And then what he did was he took that string and he hung it from his front retract. I imagine you can only do that with smaller planes with retracts, because you'd probably end up ripping out the gear. So but yeah, that's a couple of good ideas for you. I like the yarn because the yarn doesn't cut into your foam. The hooks are actually another good idea. I mean, they're kind of pricey. I think those things are like $2 or $3 a piece at Walmart. So I mean, if you got, you know, several planes, you're gonna need 2 each, so you're looking at $6 per plane. $4 to $6 per plane to have those hung on the wall. Or be creative, man. Make your own hooks. Make something that you think would work. You know, put some thought into it and realize what you're going up against. You have a retract that's being held in by glue, so obviously you don't want a lot of force being pulled on that. I hang 2 strings, front, rear of the plane, front, rear of the plane, and it holds it up real nicely, and it actually looks really cool when they're hung up too. They look really sick when they're hung up. The F-16 looks like it's taken off, and the 262, I actually had it like at a slant, like, because you can roll it if you want and let it sit on the side, and I had it kind of like banking, and it looked like it was banking into the F-16 to kind of like shoot it up as it's taking off the runway. It was, I don't know, it was pretty cool. I had it set up like that. But yeah, they're not up there right now, but that's how you do it, guys. Just a quick video. One of you guys said, how do you do it? And this is how I do it. I have no damage on any of my planes from hanging them up this way, so I'd imagine that you guys aren't going to have any damage either. But there you go, guys. That's how you do it. Peace out. Later.